You know what's wild? The product that half of the world's population uses every single month, it was started because some nurses got creative with war bandages. I'm talking about sanitary pads. And trust me, this story is way more fascinating than you think. So picture this. It's 1872 and 4 guys with $42,000. That's like having $1 million today. So with the $42,000, they decided to start a paper company in Wisconsin. John Kimberly, Havila Babcock, Charles Clark, and Franklin Shattuck. Honestly, with names like that, they sound like they should be working in a law firm, not a paper mill. But here's the thing. They had no idea that they were about to accidentally revolutionize women's lives forever. These guys were just grinding away, making paper, buying mills, doing typical 1800s business stuff. Then 1888 hits and their main mill burns down. But here's what I love about this. Instead of giving up, they rebuilt it in 5 months and made it even bigger. That's the kind of hold my beer energy, that builds empires. Fast forward to 1914, and this is where it gets interesting. They've got this guy, Ernest Mahler, a brilliant researcher who creates something called cellucotton. It's basically wood pulp that absorbs 5 times more than regular cotton. The US Army, they take one look at this and they say, we'll take 1.2 million bandages a week, please. World War I was brutal and they needed all the medical supplies they could get. But this is where the story takes an unexpected turn that nobody saw coming. The army nurses in France, these absolute legends, they're dealing with wounded soldiers, limited supply, and they still have to deal with their periods. So what do? They start using these super absorbent cellucotton bandages as makeshift sanitary pads. And quickly they realize, holy crap, this is so much better than the cloth rags we've been using. Now, the war ends in 1918, and suddenly, Kimberly Clark has warehouses that are full of this cellucotton with nobody to sell it to. The executives, they're probably just sitting there like, well, this is a lot. What do we do with all this stuff, Enter Walter Luke. This guy joins the company in 1919 from Sears. And his job is literally to figure out what to do with all this leftover war material. He starts getting these letters from nurses talking about how amazing cellucotton was for, the periods. And Walter, he has this light bulb moment. He's thinking, wait a minute, we are talking about half of the population here. But here's the thing, this is 1919. People did not talk about periods, like at all. The company executives, they're probably just turning red thinking about it. They were like, Walter, we can't possibly market something so personal. But Walter, he has vision. He's like, guys, we've just lost our entire military contract. We need to replace that revenue somehow. And this could be huge. However, the resistance, it was real. External manufacturers, they literally refused to make the product because they said they couldn't advertise it. Can you imagine? Like, sorry, we are not going to help you make this product that is going to help millions of women just because it's too embarrassing to talk about. So Kimberly Clark said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. And here's a fun fact. Nobody actually knows who came up with the name Cortex. Some unnamed employee just shortened cotton-like texture. You hear that? Cotton-like texture. So they just shortened that to Cortex and changed the spelling. And boom, brand name created. You see, sometimes the best ideas, they're the simplest ones. They launched in 1920 with handmade pads, 12 in a box for 60 cents, which is about $11 today. And the packaging was in hospital blue because, discretion was everything back then. October 13th, 1921. Mark this date. The first Cortex pads, they go on sale at a Woolworths in Chicago. Now, I want you to picture this scene. A nervous woman approaching a male clerk, asks for Cortex. Both of them probably dying of embarrassment. That was the moment the disposable sanitary pad industry was born. But sales, they were slow. Victorian prudishness was real. Women were literally too embarrassed to buy them. So Kimberly Clark gets creative. They put these payment boxes on counters so women could buy them without talking to anyone. Genius move. The real breakthrough came in 1926 when Montgomery Ward put Cortex in their catalog. Suddenly, women could order them by mail. The awkward store interactions, they were not required anymore. By 1927, they are doing $11 million in sales across 57 countries. From war bandages to a global empire in less than a decade. But the industry, it was just getting started. For 50 years, imagine, women had to wear these things with belts. Actual belts around their waist with clips. Can you imagine? It's like wearing a medieval torture device once a month. Then, 1969 happens. Personal products company, they dropped the game changer. Adhesive pads, peel and stick, no more belts. Kimberly-Clark scrambles to catch up with their new Freedom line in 1970. By 1983, belts were history. About time, right? 1985 brings us another revolution. Procter & Gamble, they launch Always with wings.
Always Ultra Plus. It's incredible that something so thin can protect so much better. Compared to leading thick maxis, Always Ultra is much better at holding wetness inside. And even with twice as much liquid, its special lock-away core helps trap wetness better than most pads, 5 times thicker. Even when I need the most protection, I can trust it. Always Ultra convinced me that a maxi does not have to be thick to protect. I found what I like. I won't use anything else. Always Ultra Plus with wings. Protection that's not just thinner, it's better.
Suddenly, every other company is scrambling to add wings to their product because, let's be honest, wings just make sense. Now, here's where Kotex does something absolutely brilliant and controversial. In 2004, they launched the Red Dot campaign. Instead of using that ridiculous blue liquid that every pad commercial used, they show actual red dots. And the tagline, it was Kotex fits, period.
Hop out of bed, jump in the shower, run for the door. Another marathon day begins. Just as you hit your stride, your period joins the race. No sweat, you've got Kotex, the only one with pads, liners, and tampons. Stellar protection. No wonder Kotex is an official supplier of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Good to know on your daily 50-yard dash to the bus. Kotex fits, period.
Their backlash was intense. People were outraged that they showed red instead of blue on TV. But you know what? It worked. It got people talking and it normalized periods in advertising. Sometimes you just have to break the rules to change the game. 2010 brings the U by Kotex rebrand. Bold pink packaging, empowerment messaging, and it was targeting younger women. Take it on down, get it. They're basically saying your period is not something to hide, own it. By 2011, Kotex hits $1 billion in global sales. That is not bad for a product that started with leftover war bandages. But here's what's really crazy. This industry that started because nurses got creative during wartime is now worth nearly $45 billion globally. And it's still evolving. We've got period underwear, menstrual cups, organic cotton products, and subscription services. The innovation, it never really stops. The social impact has been massive too. Kotex now donates millions of products to fight period poverty. They've realized that access to menstrual products is not just about comfort, it's about education, dignity, and equality. Looking back, it's wild how a company trying to figure out what to do with surplus war materials, how it ended up creating an industry that touches billions of lives. Those nurses in France, the ones who first used cellulose bandages, they probably had no idea they were starting a revolution. From 4 guys with a paper mill in Wisconsin to a global industry worth billions, all because someone was willing to talk about something that nobody wanted to discuss. Sometimes the most uncomfortable conversations, they lead to the most important innovations. That's the power of seeing opportunity where others see problems. This is just Catalina, and I'll see you guys in the next breakdown. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and support. The till is right there. I'll see you guys in the next video.